On the 564th day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was concentrated in these areas. On the Zaporizhzhia front, Ukrainian forces made significant advances east and northeast of Novoprokopivka after managing to clear most of the Russian positions in this direction. The rapid advance of Ukrainian forces can be proven by this video posted today by Ukrainian drone units operating in this area. Here we see two Ukrainian tanks of the 116th Mechanized Brigade conducting a mission in an area not far from the town of Novoprokopivka and only about 1 kilometer from the Russian positions around the outskirts of the town. The two Ukrainian tanks arrive from the east and pass along the tree lines, following a path according to the arrows shown on the map. One of the Ukrainian tanks is seen crushing some anti-personnel mines as it moves forward. After hitting the Russian position several times, Russian forces responded to Ukrainians by launching fire with an anti-tank missile, which failed to hit the Ukrainian tank even though it passed very close. The Ukrainian drone unit began to search the area, and looking at the smoke trail, it seems that the Russian forces fired precisely from the area shown on the map, from their positions inside the forest lines, trying to hit the Ukrainian tanks from behind, taking advantage of the fact that after the raid, the Ukrainian tanks were leaving towards the north. A few seconds later, Ukrainian drone operators are heard shouting and warning of another attack on Ukrainian tanks, this time with a Lancet kamikaze drone. In the video, the Russian drone is clearly seen as it comes quickly towards the Ukrainian tank, but fails to score a hit. If you notice, a little to the left you can see the Russian artillery strikes, which also appear to miss their target. At this moment, the Ukrainian drone operators are heard laughing as they see their tanks survive the entire wave of attacks. In conclusion, Ukrainian tanks successfully performed the raid in a very dangerous territory under a rain of ATGM, kamikaze drones and artillery fire, and still managed to get out without taking any damage. At the end of the video, we can see that the Russian positions start to come under fire, possibly by the Ukrainian artillery. The fact that the Ukrainian tanks operate so close to the outskirts of Novoprokopivka confirms previous reports that the Ukrainian forces have totally cleared the area and that the Russian forces have mostly withdrawn inside the town. According to Ukrainian sources, the Ukrainian army increased their control in the areas south and west of Opytne by clearing another part of the trenches in this direction. While near Verbove, there have been no territorial changes, but the Ukrainian forces are working to establish more control along the Surovikin line, as well as to prepare the ground for a possible penetration of the Ukrainian forces in the areas north of Verbove. On Donetsk front, during the last 24 hours, Ukrainian forces advanced in several directions of the Avdiivka sector. After clearing a series of Russian positions to the north of Opytne, it seems that the Ukrainian army has continued to attack Russian forces from the north and east, as Ukrainian sources reported over an advance of the Ukrainian troops inside the village. Official Ukrainian sources confirmed the advancement of the Ukrainian army. The head of the Avdiivka military administration, Vitaly Barabash, stated that the Ukrainian forces have liberated a part of the village, while battles continue inside the settlement. The objective of the Ukrainian offensive in this direction is to take Opytne in order to establish new and more favorable defensive positions, taking advantage of a series of small lakes that are located south of the village. The Ukrainian forces are trying to do the same near the two strongholds of Pervomaiske and Nevelske. During the last 24 hours, sources on both sides confirmed that the Ukrainian army managed to advance towards the east by taking some defensive positions east of Nevelske and southeast of Pervomaiske, improving their tactical position in this direction. On the Bakhmut front, clashes continue in the Andriivka sector, where Ukrainian forces are slowly clearing the Russian positions east of Andriivka, while the village itself remains abandoned. The 3rd Assault Brigade of the Ukrainian forces destroyed another Russian ATGM tank in this sector. Ukrainian forces published footage of their drone units hunting the Russian tank and delivering multiple hits with FPV drones. The Russian tank tried to leave the area, but by the end of the video it seems that the tin ATM was eventually destroyed. Friends, if you like my daily updates, I kindly ask you to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as this will greatly help the channel to reach a wider audience. That's all for today's update. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and have a great day.